Okay. Hey guys, Jack the Alchemist back again. Today's question I've got for you is, can the weather be controlled? And a lot of you are probably thinking this is an extreme science fiction talk, but there are ongoing experiments where they are trying to figure out how to do just this. But what I'm really asking is, can it be controlled with our current level of technology? And in my belief, I don't think it can be controlled. I think it can be augmented. And you might be wondering how. Well, currently, in several synchronous orbits, we have several thousand satellites up in space that all use solar mirrors. Each one of those mirrors is used to bounce energy around. Well, what happens if all of those mirrors are focused on a particular point? It would produce a very hot beam, like some of the solar towers that are being used in California that are actually killing birds because the concentrated sunlight beams are literally frying them. Well, what if this beam somehow landed on a hot spot in the ocean? Let's say like one of those tropical depressions. What would that do? Would that speed up the process of a hurricane forming? It's very possible it could. Then you can also use that same beam to trace a path through the water of warmer water, so it's following the warm water, and try to guide it to where it's going. Which brings me to the two possible theories on this subject. There's either someone doing that on purpose, or there is a process that is accidentally happening, because the solar beams killing the birds in California was an accident. It was something that they never even thought about. And we have a large history of coming up with stuff and not thinking it all the way through. We never ever consider quantum mechanics in the process, which is the physics that studies how everything interacts, how everything is connected. It's trying to measure everything like that. But you might think, how can you affect something the size of the Earth? Well, you take several thousand satellites, you have them all focused in the exact same place. It's like taking a magnifying glass to an anthill. I don't know how many of you have done that, but you can burn ants doing that. Why couldn't you set fires in the middle of deserts, set fires on landmasses in the water? If you can take a solar beam and turn a bird into a fireball, that is very possible. Me personally, I really hope no one's controlling those, because the possibility is out there. All those satellites got up there in very few limited ways. There's a huge monopoly. It's just recently that people have started launching their own private satellites with their own means. But before that, you had to either talk to the Russian Space Agency or NASA. And Japan has gotten a few up there, China's gotten a few up there, but literally before that, there were two groups. That was it. And they could have easily planted an algorithm into the satellites where they could control them themselves. I'm not saying they did this, I'm just pointing out the possibility. It comes down to the same concept of people are afraid that China's spying on us. Well, they very well could be. The device I'm filming this on was made in China. It's an electronic. It could have had something put in the hardware or the firmware where they could tap into it at any given time. This cell phone right here, same thing. If they really wanted to, all they have to do is put some little bit of firmware in here, which is a permanent piece of software, that allows them to turn on the phone's recording feature, turn on the phone's camera, turn on all kinds of stuff, and know exactly what we're all doing. The one problem I see with that is there are so many of these devices in the world, there would be way too much information for them to ever get through, and the odds of them actually listening into the phone of someone who actually knows something, that's pretty huge number. But I just figured I'd point that out. It's another thing that no one thought through. Well, I'm Jack the Alchemist. If you like my channel and like my videos, please hit the like button and please subscribe. And I'd love to discuss this with you further in the comments. Well, see you guys later.